Okay, testing YouTube going live. Let's see how this works. There I am. So it's working. Hello to anyone who's actually tuning into my very first stream. A lot of this is just going to be testing volume levels as well as any sort of images that need to come on and off the screen like that. Let me just transition properly. Okay. I'm going to be doing some level design, so let's get right on into it. If anyone's watching from the get-go, that's great, but let's just start off. I was thinking of doing maybe like a little hero's bedroom sort of thing, so I'll just start off with some concept art, having walls. What am I going to do? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Actually, I'll do 4. So I'm just opening up straight into Photoshop just so I can do the concept. There we go. Let me know about the music levels as well, because I'm not too sure how the audio levels are going to be during the stream. So then if I do that... oh, that is not what I want. Something is wrong with my eraser tool. Ah, you know what's wrong. It's because I haven't even created a new layer yet. So yeah, let's create a new layer and work off that. So as I was going 4 across, and what I'm going to do is I'm just going to parallax in a bunch of the assets straight from RPG Maker MZ right onto it. So. Alright, so that looks good there. I think I'll have the bed over here. This general area. I'm going to have just a closet up against this wall. And then maybe a desk, just a desk over here on the back wall. Little bedside table here, and a window. So I think I've pretty much got the basic premise for this right now, so I'm just going to jump in and start using the tiles straight from RPG Maker MZ. So I'm just going to go with this one here. Going to copy this and paste it over. Before I do any of that, let me set up my groupings, so this will be for the wall. Turn my sketch down a bit. Hi guys, welcome to the stream. Give me a smiley face if everything's going well and you can hear me. Give me an angry face if you can't hear me. Haha. So those are the walls in place. Now let's add some beams. Which one will we use? I actually really like these ones here, so we'll do that. Just create a new group for the beams. I've actually already been doing some level design today, but didn't have any of the streaming stuff set up, so I figured I'd just redo that with the stream turned on. Does anyone else in chat use parallax mapping as the way they do their maps? Let me know. I'm personally a huge fan of parallax mapping. I like the fact you can escape. The fact that you can escape essentially being stuck with the grid as where you're placing all your items. See, I'm used to editing out my videos. I'm not used to just speaking, so... At least in the videos, I'm actually speaking with a purpose. But it would really help if someone at least said hello. So then I could speak to you. Not about you, just being there. And then just the last beam on the bottom. I also had to try and find some like non-copyright fantasy music to play behind this, so I haven't listened to the whole playlist. If anything weird happens, don't blame me. Probably be really cool. Let's just grab these beams. If I just moved these up to about here. That could be cool. And then the player can go behind essentially this wall right here. Can they? Just looking at the map. Yeah, they can. Let's continue on with the beams. And that would be my dog barking at the neighbour's dog. They're having a friendly discussion about the current state of the economy. Hello, RPG Maker fan. What a name! That is, you managed to score a very good name right there. How are you, RPG Maker fan? Considering you've been nice enough to say hello to me, I would love if you would do me a massive favour and tell me if the audio levels are okay, whether my voice is too loud. I mean, it usually is, but compared to the music playing in the background. Alright, so I've got the beams and the walls done. Now let's go for the floor. What tile do we want for the floor? I shall go with this one here. Now I just have to make sure I get it looping correctly. There we go. Audio is good. That is good to hear. Nasty Necros. Necros or Necros, depending on which one it is. I'm not monetized, so I can't get demonetized. I'll look at it on a plus side. Could be Necromancer, you know. Necromancers are legit. You guys working on anything in the background while you're watching the stream? Let me know what you're working on. I'm just going to merge all of those together. And then we've got the floor and the walls going. So if we just look at the original sketch, I'll put the closet in now. Oh, there we go. It did it automatically for me. See, usually I like to place it, the way RPG Maker has it set up is that your tiles are down here. So I usually like to offset it, because if you place your tiles down here, sometimes it looks like it's coming like a meter out from the wall. So I just like to place them in nice and close. Let's not forget our layers. Let's get them all set up. Closet. So you'll see that's the same thing I do with the bed. Is the bed, they're usually on 2 different tiles. I'm just going to place it on 3 tiles. So just like... Let's not do that. So yeah, just like this over here, instead of placing it on 2 tiles here where it looks like it's coming a meter out from the wall, I'm just going to move that up to here. Another thing I like to do, let's we'll usually get the characters, so I can have a reference of just who's in the room. So we get this cool looking guy over here. And he's not part of the furniture, so we won't insult him like that. Good morning, Zoltan. How are you? Alright, so now we're just gonna... window? Yeah, well, which window is gonna look good? That's what we'll do next. Oh, this one looks pretty cool. Will that fit? Will that look good? It's a bit off-coloured against the wall. Maybe I can darken that a bit. Let's just see. It's 11 PM where you are. I'm from the land with kangaroos, and it's 5:30 in the afternoon here. And I am good, Zoltan. I am just testing out my first live stream on YouTube, so that's why all the settings are... I spent a while just trying to figure out settings. See if I could get it to work. Now, I'll just see if I can darken this wood, because it doesn't seem to match up with the wall behind it. From Eastern Europe. Are we talking one of the Baltic states? I don't know. North, east, southwest. Never eat soggy. Oh yeah, I've read about that Twitch thing where you can't stream on YouTube if you're on Twitch. Yeah, apparently that's why all the streaming sites, like all the different streaming sites, are getting really popular nowadays, because like they just not having clauses like the one Twitch has about the exclusivity of it, which sucks because it limits creators' potential for reach. So I don't know why Twitch does it, because really you want your creators bringing in audiences from different mediums. Am I completely switching to MZ? I'll be doing most stuff in MZ at the moment. I'm not doing a complete switch because there's still stuff that is different between them. The main difference is obviously the animation now being in Effexia and particle animation instead of just the original frame-by-frame animation in MV. So whenever I'm making videos about animation, like battle animations, I'll be making two. So I'll be making one in MV and one in MZ, just discussing the different systems. But for most of my tutorials, they are compatible on both MZ and MV, and the controls are completely the same, so I'll chop and change between them. Alright. Oh, that's ugly. Let's not do that. There we go, that looks better. That fits in more with the room now that I've darkened that window. Yes, the ATB is really good. I like the sort of strategy it adds when you've actually got that sort of race against time. I've never been a fan of like turn-based where it's like a waiting turn-based. Alright, let's make a bedside table here. July 2021 jumping ship. Yeah, I mean, I'd look at all the different places out there that you can stream, especially if you can stream on YouTube. If you can get your audience to come from Twitch over to YouTube, I mean, you just don't have that same exclusivity that Twitch forces you to have. Yeah, I mean, when it comes from switching to MZ from MV, it really just depends on what you need. So if you're not going to be using particle animations, then it's not completely necessary. The other thing is if you're using an active time battle system, but you're already using one of the plugins that's already there, then just stay with MV if you've already started developing the game. It's one of those things where if you haven't got RPG Maker, it's best to go with MZ, but if you do have RPG Maker and you're already developing in it, then there's no issue staying with MV instead of swapping to MZ. Yeah, because I know that was one of the biggest issues, was people wondering whether they could still use the same plugins. And like I've had a bit of success with that. So I had, I think it was Yanflies using an item as a skill, and I had to do a few edits to the code. I'm not a master scripter by any definition of the word, but I just had to do like a few small edits to the code, and I was able to make it work for what I wanted it to do in MZ, so I was able to make that plugin go pretty smoothly over to MZ. But yeah, you make a good point in that not as many plugins have been developed, but Visual Stellar, they have been working overtime to get a whole bunch of plugins out, so if you just want to give them a look up. Alright, so I've got our little bedside table there. What sort of game are you working on? Can you tell us, or is it a secret? What tutorials am I planning to post soon? I've actually got, if I had a webcam I'd be able to show you, but I've got my book right next to me. So there's like tens and tens. Hey there, Lava Shui, how are you? Lava Sechui, if that's... Give us a phonetic pronunciation of your name, Lava. Yeah, so the ones I've got planned are RPG battle animations for MZ and MV. I've got, I've still got to look into doodads, but I'm planning to do a doodads tutorial at some point soon. Where is it? There's making a stealth system, and there's also skateboard and bike. So what that was is someone asked me if I could, you know, like on Pokemon, and you can jump onto a bike and ride around. Essentially, I'm going to be doing that as well. So. Oh, so that's an I, not an L. I always thought it was an L. So it's Iavas Etchui. Iavas. No, I'll stop because I'm going to butcher it. Sorry. Hello, Gamepa. Hey, hello, Wacko Jacko. How are you? It's Elvish. Yeah, no, I didn't pay attention during my Elvish classes. It's probably a language I should have learned to speak, but the teacher was, I didn't like the teacher. Alright, so now we've got most of the furniture that we were going to have in. I want to do something with the roof here because it's a bit iffy. Is there another skirting I can add? Oh, this looks really cool. I'm going to do that. Let's see. If I copy and paste that, rotate it. Oh yeah, I like that. Maybe you need to darken it a bit though. Am I making my own game? Yes, I am. Like every RPG maker though, I'm making 20 games at the same time. No, I did have a Halloween game planned. I was going to try and force that one out in a month's time, and I never ended up being able to work to the schedule of 1 month. So that was a lesson learned. Don't try and rush a game out in a month. Your dad had a Tolkien to English to Elvish dictionary. That means autumn awakening. You didn't get past the A's. Isn't most of the Elvish dictionary A, though? Like, you got 250 pages of A and then the rest of the alphabet. Thanks for all the tips and tricks. Thank you for watching Tips and Tricks. Today's topic is I'm just creating a bedroom just in Photoshop, and then we'll jump and import that into RPG Maker. Now, you did say that it looked quite MV-ish, and that's because I think it is. Yes, this is MZ. So MZ and MV have a very similar tile set. There are a few small differences. But now you've got me second guessing myself. I'm pretty sure this is the MZ tile set. Yes, this is the MZ tile set because the fireplace is different in MV. That's right, we were going to create a clipping mask over that and then darken it a bit. I don't know, I feel like that needs a bit more. What if I do this, right? I take the wall and I overlay it. Alright, so there's that, and then if I overlay, that looks a bit better. Not what I was hoping for, but it's definitely a bit more with the walls than we originally had going on. And then I'm just going to create a small shadow underneath as well. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. The saturation's what... That's why I did the overlay. Yeah, no. Another thing with MZ Toa is they've got dithering with a lot of their sprites as well. So, like you'll see here, they're using dithering for the shading. And same over here, they're using a dithering technique. Alright. So let's just close the wall. What's this? That's a sketch. It's the furniture. Right, so let's put some stuff on the desk. You know, you can do some really cool things with where is it? With the tile set. Yeah, so this is what I've got a video recording of this, but I was messing around with this the other day, where you can just overlay a whole bunch of different tiles onto each other and create really cool looking assets. RPG Maker fan, what I'd say is it's always best to do it first in RPG Maker because you don't have to have it looking pretty to test the game. So you want to test the game, you want to get your cutscenes working, you want to make sure everything's in working order before you jump into the actual polish of it. So what I'm doing here, even though I haven't designed a proper level yet, this is usually the last thing you'd be doing in the sort of design process, because usually you'd make sure the cutscene and everything that's happening in this room all works on the maker level. Hello Melly Cutie, how are you? Yeah, no, I've got the video, I just haven't uploaded it anywhere yet. It was, I was planning to do a whole sort of video on making a bunch of different forest tiles, so when I make a bit more, I'll probably do that as well. And another thing I've been working on lately as well, I've showed it off on Facebook, but where is it, this sort of Roman house here? I haven't recorded the video for this yet, but this is this sort of Roman villa asset that I'm creating. As you can see, it's not completely done yet, but... How am I preventing the program from destroying the quality? I'm not. So what's happening is the quality is being destroyed, but when you're in-game, it's such a minute detail that it's rarely ever noticed. So in-game, you're looking at it like this. These pixels, they're all blurred out. Now you can get plugins that unblur it, but normally when you're zoomed out to this point, you can't really tell about the destruction of quality. In most assets anyway. Let him have a little picture hanging up on the wall. I keep doing that. I know, I mean, because the assets are really good, but they don't work together. No, you've hit the... You've hit the nail on the head there. It does annoy me as well. That's why working with Photoshop I find to be a lot better, because you can just choose where they go. And that's when you've got the luxury of not having the grid. But as you said, when the sizes are off, that can get really annoying. Now I'm going to try something, but because the sizes are off, it probably won't work. See if I can get this world map. An exterior parallax mapping tutorial. I have not done one of those yet. Yeah, no, definitely I will. I just realised I hadn't done one of them. I thought I had. As I was saying earlier, I've got a book absolutely full of different videos that I need to create. So it can be a bit hard to keep track of, even though I'm keeping track of them. Let's put something on top of the wardrobe here. A mug of ale. No. Is there a sideways book? That's alright, I'll just do this. Surely there's a book. That's alright. So what I'll do is I'll do that, rotate it. Just it's not the best looking book in the world, but I can probably, oh no, I'll leave that as is for now. What else are we gonna do? I'll have, this is another thing you can do. So I'm only copying the very top of like a cupboard, and now I'll flip that vertically and place that over here. It's an old book, yes. When saving the map, save them as parallaxes. Yeah, so this is a good question. Toa asks, when you design maps like this, do you have to save them as parallaxes? Is there any way to do so without the size of the game file ballooning out of control? So what I use is a website called TinyPNG. So I'll just bring that over here. It's tinypng.com, and what it does is you can chuck your PNG files into it and it reduces the file size, and it does that by like eliminating certain different colors within the image to lower it immensely. I've got to do a video on that as well. That's part of the video ideas I've got here is reducing file sizes of all your game assets. And yeah, I usually just import them as pictures, and I use Gelv's plugin to fix that up. I think this room's pretty much nearly complete. I just want to add, it is like a hero's bedroom, so let's add some weapons. He'll have just this little sword stand will do. let's just place that there. Delete that. And then I think the last thing I want to do before I get onto lighting... Oh, actually, there's a book over here. Not good. This is why you have to name your layers, so you can find things. There we go, that looks better. But yeah, we'll just add a rug before we continue. So let's just go... Actually, I've got my own rug that I created. Where's that? Tile sets, where is it? I created my own auto tile, so we'll use that. And I will put it up on itch.io sometime. Is it in now? Is it in Epic Tutorials or Tutorials? That's the question. Tile sets. It's like inside a... No. That's alright. We won't worry about that now. We'll just grab this rug here. And place it in the middle of the room. There we go. That's looking good. Now, can anyone think of anything else we can do to make it just a bit more... I think I know what I can do. Is these scrolls over here, I'll copy these, paste them just up here. Thank you, Honor Gaming. It's great to have you on board. Yeah, no, my subscriber count, I did create the channel about 2 years ago, but it's only since July I've started really pushing into it. So what are we sitting at now? We're sitting at about 680 subscribers, I think. This time about 3 months ago we were sitting at 60 subscribers. So we've gone up quite a fair amount. Obviously it's not ballooned, but... Flowers? Yes, actually let's have a pot of flowers somewhere. Oh, I know where. We'll have it on his bedside table. Oh, that's the wrong thing. Let's have a forest in his room, guys. Let's just, let's see what this looks like. Yep, there's, Alright, that's his bedroom. Nothing to see here. Alright, good night, Ayasetchui. If I've Ayasetchui, if I've said that correctly. So there's a few different pot plants. Which one do I want? This one here. Ah, this one looks really good actually. Make an RPG Maker game about YouTuber life. I would have to tell you that most of it would be sitting at the computer editing. When it comes to making videos, I think I spend about an hour recording the videos usually. And then I could spend 4 hours just editing them. And that's me editing out me breathing in and out half the time. Because in tutorials you'll hear, this is how you do that. Next, you need to do this. And it's just a lot of breathing that gets edited out. I need to make sure you guys don't know that I breathe. If you found out that I breathe, it would be the end of my YouTube identity, my secret identity. You'd know that I'm actually a human. Oh, right on the windowsill? Yeah, the problem with the windowsill is it's just a bit too small. Can I resize this without losing too much quality? Oh. Yeah, there we go. Haven't lost much quality there at all. Alright, I'll just do a quick view. Of what's going on through here. I think we've pretty much got... The room's pretty full at the moment. We don't want to overwhelm the player. Alright. So what's this? That's flowers. That'll be in furniture. Oh no. Rug. Yeah, forgive me for my file management. It's absolutely the worst. Plant. I should make a logo and put it on the bed. Well, actually, give me a second. Let's just go. I've got so many different Photoshop tabs opened. Let's see what I've got here. No. So this is for my YouTube. Oh, that's... Let's just reduce that slightly. So let's see if I can put my face on the bed. I've got to say, my face doesn't look pretty in high resolution. It's not looking much better in low resolution. Where did I get the tile sets? These tile sets are the ones that are included with RPG Maker MZ. Oh. God, I'm not good at this, am I? I probably should have done that when the image was blown up and not now that it's on its pixeler level. Alright, let me just check the music to see if it's still playing non-copyright music. It is good. I've got to make sure I do that. Alright, now this one here, should I overlay it? There we go. Now if I just erase tool, can just sort of do that. There we go. That is horrifying. The body pillow tile set up next. If this video gets exactly 69 likes and 69 dislikes, then sure, I'll do a body pillow tutorial. Now I have to hope that doesn't happen. I should do this often, it's fun. Yeah, no, because I usually dedicate my Saturdays to recording and editing videos, and I work all throughout the week as well, so I had the day off today, so I just had a few things to do around town, and then I came home and decided it'd be a good idea to maybe start streaming. Let's remove that overlay for now, just so I can fix up all this stuff here. God, my eyes do not look happy. Look. This guy walks up to you, what do you do? Alright, let's just jump into some lighting. You're awesome at everything. Thank you, Honor Gaming. Thank you, RPG Maker fan. I do try. Alright, now let's just block in some lighting. Let's just make that background black. That's good to hear, Honor. I'm glad that you are enjoying my videos. It'd be real depressing if I was making them and people hated them. Actually, no. Now there's something, right? Every time I upload a video, guys, every time there is a single dislike. And it's always within like the first 5 minutes. So it's one of the subscribers. But every single time I upload a video, without doubt, within like the first 10 minutes, there's a dislike. So I'll leave you guys to play Among Us amongst yourselves and figure out who the sus one is. How long have I been working in RPG Maker when I found out about it? Do you mean when I found out about the dislike, or when how long I've been working with RPG Maker, just in general? I mean, in general, I've been working with RPG Maker for a long time, since RPG Maker VX was released. So I was part of the wave that came in with VX. So if anyone wants to do the maths, I'd say about like 8 or 10 years, close to. Alright, so we've got the shading all nice and done. Let's just do this. Oh, so you started from VX Ace. Yeah, no, I did jump onto VX Ace when it came out. Was Ace when they had the movie maker come into it, or was that MV? No, Ace was when they had the character generator, wasn't it? That was when that... Because there was no character generator before that. You started a couple of months ago, Honor. Well, welcome to the community. I've got to say, this is a place I've been a part of for, as I said, yeah, like 10 years nearly. And they are characters who have been around for a very long time. Alright, I think I've pretty much done this level. So this is what the character looks like. Alright, let's now I've got to do the fun stuff of actually organising these layers that I haven't done yet, so that's going to be fun. Let's see if I can find another no copyright fantasy mix. Orchestral, no copyright, let's see what this is. This one sounds good. Alright, so I'm going to turn all the shadows off. Now essentially what I just need to do, what I need to do now is, alright, I'll save this just as a base file for now. Export as quick PNG. I'll just throw it over into our MZ Epic Tutorials. Images, layers. This will be house, floor. Alright, so now I'm going to just try and figure out... I do have a friend who works in the animation industry, and he's going to hate the fact that I'm doing this. I'm going to merge all these layers. I can feel him internally screaming, but I'm just going to merge all of these layers. Oh, hold on. Before I do that, I just realized I exported this while the character was still visible, so that's not good. So let's try that again. Alright. Now what was it? It was house floor. Alright. Now I'm going to turn everything off and only have these shadows on. I'm going to export this. I'll export it as house shadow. And I do actually have to go into that folder and rename it. Because there shouldn't be a space between house and floor. Otherwise the plugin that I'm using will get confused. Alright, so now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to select everything that appears above the player, which will be... So I'll merge it all. Except this layer here. Merge visible. So that, this, oh, and this will appear above the player. I believe that was it. Nothing else is appearing above the player. Alright, so now I'll export this as above the player. House above. Alright, let's jump into... We'll do this on MZ for the moment, just because I've got those plugins set up. So I'll jump into Steam and launch MZ. How old am I? I am going to be 21 again, and it's been that way for a few years. Alright, so let's just make a new map. And what I'll do is I'm just going to copy and paste some stuff from the guild hall. Because this is something I did for an earlier tutorial. And where's my Photoshop file? When am I planning to do the next stream? Look, to be honest, this was very ad hoc. I wasn't planning to do this stream. So in answer to your question, I do not know. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Just gonna put that there. I think this is how I've got it set up. We'll figure that out anyway. Alright, let's create just a quick event to transfer the player to town. Where's the house going to be? Alright, we'll just transfer him outside the item shop. And the item shop will no longer be the item shop. The item shop... We'll transfer the player. Ugh. To this map here. Alright, now over in notes we've got ground floor, which was house floor from memory. And then we've got house shadow. And if I just remember real quickly with the item shop. Alright, so... So, look, maybe I might make streaming a thing. Alright, catch you later, Honor Gaming. It was good to have you here. You know, I might make streaming a thing, but it's not really in the plans for the moment. House above, and then house shadow. And I'll just double check I've got those file names right. Alright, so that's got no capital here. House floor. House shadow and house above. So house floor does, house above doesn't. Alright, so this should work. Alright, let's just jump into game and see how it goes. Alright, which one do I pick? Oh, it's weird having to... Oh. What was that? Oh, because I've got a transfer event here for something. Alright. It's odd. What I'll do is I'm just going to quickly turn off the music I have in the background because the game music was also messing around with it. And I've got a cutscene, of course I do. Alright, now for the moment of truth. There we go. Sort of. I've got some passability issues over here, but that's okay. Let's just change that. So what's going on over here? Let's do that and that. And I'll get rid of that. I mean, that's gonna have to be there. So it'd look weird for the time being, but really what I'd do is when I re-export it, I'd just put like a black box over here so it doesn't look like the player's really stepping on anything. Like that would be above him, so you'd only be able to see his head. Oh, and it crashed. That's the thing, you also get to see it crash live. So let's just go over here, try that again. I've got that cutscene again because I didn't cancel it. Alright, I'll just save the game so I can get straight into it. There we go. So now we've got... Yep, our players are walking behind here. As I said, again, you're able to pretty easily black out that bottom bit there so it doesn't look so weird. And in terms of collisions, like usually what you do is you have a tile set which has like, you know, reds and blacks. So like a red X and a red circle, and you cover your map with it. And then what you do after that is you just return the map back to normal with like an invisible collision. It's hard to explain. I'll have to show it to you guys one time. But for now, let's just do collisions really cheaply. So there's a collision. There's one there. There's one there. And I think those are the only collisions, are they? I believe so. Because that's not a collision, so it's only one collision there. Oh no, there's one below that as well. No other collisions. Sorry, I'm just trying to... Alright, that should be right. So now if we go back into it, yeah, all the collisions are working. There we go. And as you can see, because I've got it on the grid, like I've got it off the grid, it's off center, so this is where the character's feet are, but I'll place these over here, so it doesn't prevent me. I'm going like right up to these desks and these things, and it's looking a lot better. A shadowy corner of this room. Alright, so there we go. I think that's going to be about it for today's stream. Let's see if I've got any outro music to play to you guys. So thank you all for joining. Let's see, what do I have? Oh, there we go. What's this? Oh, no, that's... Alright. Yeah, guys, thank you for joining the stream today. So who did we have? We had Nasty Necros, thank you. RPG Maker fan, thanks for sticking around for the whole thing, pretty much. Honor Gaming's gone, but yeah, Toa, thank you for joining us as well. Wacko Jacko, Gamepar, Zoltan, thank you guys for joining this stream. I have a feeling this audio is way too loud. As I was saying earlier, I don't know if I'm going to make this a consistent thing because it does detract from me actually recording and editing videos. But I will leave this one up, and just depending on, you know, the sort of reception I get, we'll see how we go. I am still a relatively small channel, so relatively small but growing fast. You can imply whatever euphemisms you want with that. But that is where I will end the stream for today. So thank you guys for watching. It's pretty late where most of you are right now, so y'all should go to bed. And I will see you guys next time.